All of my lights and my side marker lights are properly mounted and secured. They're not broken, cracked, or damaged. They are clean, intact, functional. They are the correct color. I see no drips or puddles that would indicate my transmission is leaking. Engine or transmission is leaking. When we open up the hood, first thing is my coolant reservoir. It's properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's filled to the adequate level. The cap is on tight. There are no leaks. Generalized. All of my hoses are properly mounted and secured. They're not cut, cracked, or frayed, and there are no leaks. Walk on this side. My dipstick. I would pull it out, wipe it off, reinsert it, pull it back out, make sure it's above the add or refill one. All of my hoses are properly mounted and secured. They're not cut, cracked, or frayed. There are no leaks. My power steering reservoir is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It is filled to the adequate level. The caps are on tight. There are no leaks. My power steering hose is properly mounted and secured, not cut, cracked, or frayed. There are no leaks. My steering connections are properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no missing nuts or bolts. The Carter key and capsule nut are present. The joints and sockets are not loose or worn. My steering gearbox is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no missing nuts or bolts. It is not leaking. My steering linkages is the exact same verbiage as you said, steering connections. It is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The capsule nut and Carter key are present. The joints and sockets are not loose or worn. My leaf spring hangers, leaf spring mounts, and the U-bolts are properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no missing nuts or bolts. The leaf springs are not shifted and none are missing. The shock absorber is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It is not leaking. Brake hose is properly mounted and secured, not cut, cracked, or frayed. It is not leaking. Both the brake drum and brake lining are properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The lining is not worn dangerously thin, and both are free from grease and oil. The steer tire. I see no abrasions, bulges, cuts along the sidewall or the treadmill. It has no less than 4 30 seconds, evenly worn. All other tires are 2 30 seconds, evenly worn. The rim is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no illegal welds or holes. My lug nuts are all present. I see no shiny treads or rust trails that indicate that they are loose. The valve stem and cap. It is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The cap is on tight. There are no leaks. I had a tire gauge. That's why I reject it. The mirror mount is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no missing nuts or bolts. Both the fuel tank and the depth tank is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The caps are on tight. There are no leaks. The battery is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no loose or exposed wires. I see no corrosion. The cap is on tight. Both the tractor frame and the trailer frame are properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no illegal welds or holes. Both the air lines and electrical lines are properly mounted and secured to the tractor and the trailer. They are not pinched, tangled, or touching the catwalk. Both the air lines and electrical lines are not cut, cracked, or frayed. My air lines, I hear no leaks. My electrical line, I see no exposed wires. The trailer apron is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. And there is no space between the fifth wheel skid plate and the trailer apron. The fifth wheel skid plate is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no missing nuts or bolts. It is properly lubed or properly greased. The fifth wheel release arm is in the engaged position and the safety latch is on. Underneath, the kingpin is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and the locking doors are fully engaged around the kingpin. The fifth wheel assembly, meaning the whole thing, it is positioned so that the tractor frame will clear the landing gear when making turns. My DOT tape is red and white in color and it covers 50% of the trailer. The landing gear is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no missing nuts or bolts. The feet are in the upright position. There is no debris, and the crank handle is in the hanger position. release valve is properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It is not leaking. My tandem locking pins, simply put, they're in the locked out position. To the back of the trailer. Again, all of my lights are properly mounted